Haunted Mansion Call of the Spirits game is a game based on like a ride, I think at Disneyland maybe, but it's also based on an Eddie Murphy movie. But I don't think Eddie Murphy's in this game. I don't know. Let's talk about it. What does that even mean, Bowers Game Corner? Ahoy there, YouTube! We're back again today for another Thoughts from the Corner with my good friend Ronnie. We're talking about the Haunted Mansion, something Call of the Spirits game. This one is from Prospero Hall and Funko Games, I do believe, ages 8+ for 2 to 6 players. And in Haunted Mansion, Call of the Spirits game, you're going to set up this board right here. And the thing about this board is it's got this cool little spinny thing in the center. And at the beginning of each round, you're going to flip over one card, and these ghosts are going to move around this board right here. Ooh, so spooky. They're going to move around the outside. Now, if they go past you, then you're going to take one of these little micro cards right here called haunt cards. And these are very, very important because the person who has the most haunt points at the end is pretty much going to lose most of the time. I think that's a safe...
I think that is a safe assumption.
Yeah.
If you have the most haunt cards, you will lose.
You won't guarantee to lose, but it would be very, very difficult to win. So haunt cards suck. But what's going to happen is these cool little ghost minis are going to go around the board, and then they're going to spawn these cards right here, these ghost cards. And these ghost cards have a whole bunch of different ways that you're going to score. The back of the rule booklet, very nice, it details all these different ones. But some of them will be, you get a whole bunch of these and they'll give you points. Some of them will have special abilities. Some will be like, oh, you have to have a certain number of these to score points. Some of these will be like, you get rid of your haunt cards. Some will make you draw haunt cards. Some will make you randomly draw cards. So those are going to set out, and then you get to take 3 actions on your turn. You have a nice little player reference card here, which I wish was double-sided. That would be nice, but whatevs. And the actions you can take are you can move your little, what are you? You're like a gargoyle around the board. You can rotate this thing, so you can move other people and move yourself. You can collect ghost cards from in the room, because they're going to spawn in various different rooms. And these are, once again, how you're going to get points. You can duel someone, so if you're on the same spot with another one of your opponents, you can say, hey, I'm going to try and steal that card. Then you use these cool little spinner things that are around here somewhere, and you risk pretty much how many haunt cards, once again, the bad cards you're willing to take. And it's a little bit of game of chicken, and then hopefully, yeah. Or you can just discard some of your haunt cards if you go to the middle spot. It's way more easy than it actually sounds. Like, you read the rules, you're like, this sounds complex, but once you get it set up, it's actually a really simple game at its core. This was our first time playing this game, first impression. We played it 3 players. What were your initial thoughts on the Haunted Mansion Call of the Spirits game?
I liked it. There's definitely some interesting decisions to make, especially, there's more interesting decisions to make than it would initially appear, I would say. Because, like, in the middle of the game, I was dueling people, and my only intention was to make them take haunt cards. I didn't even want to win the duel, which is interesting.
Yeah, you would think that, like, oh, I need this card from this other person. But how it works is both people are going to put on the little dial how many haunt cards they would be willing to draw to, if you're on defense, keep the card, or if you're on offense, try and steal it. But at the end of that, both of you have to draw whatever number you show. So essentially the person who's protecting their card is like, how many cards am I willing to draw haunt cards? Because once again, you get too many of those, you're probably going to lose the game. And yeah, there was some interesting stuff there. I also feel like some of the cards were really interesting. Not super interesting, but pretty interesting.
Yeah, I enjoyed the game. If someone said, hey, do you want to play this? I'd say, yeah, I'll play it. Sounds like fun.
I think it would be slightly more fun at the higher player counts, but I don't know if it'd be necessarily that much more fun. I mean, there'd be a little bit more player interaction, which I think, I don't think it'd be that much. I mean, it'd be okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, moving onward, anything you didn't like about the game? I mean, it's pretty repetitive. You do the same thing every single time, but it stays fresh based on the number of cards out there, and I think that's really the saving grace of this game, is there is a really decent amount of variety of cards that will do different ways to score. And the game doesn't outstay its welcome. Snappy. I do like that. Mm-hmm. I think most gamers are going to pick this up really easily because, like I said, there's 2 phases. There's the event phase and then the action phase. And honestly, the event phase is just, hey, do this stuff. And then the action phase is you actually taking your turn, whereas the event phase is like, move this person and do this and that. I like the artwork. The theme doesn't come across at all. I mean, I think the theme could be just about anything.
Yeah.
And so you're good.
It works nice.
You're good. You don't think it's great, but you think it's good.
I'd play it.
You play it
again?
again?
Me to play it? Yeah.
Would you want to play it again? Would you ever
Yeah.
suggest it?
No, would I suggest it? Probably not.
Okay.
There's lots of good games out there.
There are. Especially, so, I think I'm in the same boat. I think it's good. I said this as soon as we got done. I think this would be a lot better with an expansion. Because while I did like the variety of cards in here, I just think more cards would really...
Better special... In our game was a little weird, because only one special card came up, and it was towards the end of the game. However, I looked through the list of the special cards...
There's only 5.
And I found them very uninteresting.
Yeah, so there's a bunch of different sets of cards that will do different things. And then there's these white cards. And then they're like, oh, they do it for different
They're
stuff.
the special cards.
And they're not that special. I would agree with you. They don't feel super special. And that's what I'm saying. I just feel like just an extra layer to this game, or more cards that do different things, I think would spice this game up and potentially make it a very good to great game. Whereas right now, I'm like, it's good. It's okay. But the question is it good enough to keep? So here's the question I always like to ask. If I were to just hand this to you for free, would you want it?
No. I wouldn't. But I would happily play it if someone wanted to play it. But
Okay.
I wouldn't suggest to play it. There's a lot of other games out there that I like much more than this one. But it's not. I would not call it a bad game. It's just not good enough for me to suggest to play it.
I'm also in the same boat. I don't think I'm going to keep this one. Mostly just because if I'm playing with gamers, there's other games that I think are just better than this. Just I would rather play 100 times out of 100. And if I'm playing a family weight game, I mean, it's good. It's good, but it's not.
It's a better game.
Yeah, it's good. And unfortunately, in a hobby where we have literally 1,000 games come out a year, just think about that. That's astounding. That's 3 games a freaking day. Good's just not good enough, I think. And well, unless you're a Haunted Mansion mega fan, which I can't imagine is most people, or just a Disney collector, I think I see this one. You get it out, you play it, say, that was good, that was nifty, I like that, and then you just never play it again. I think if I kept it, that would be what would happen. So, Haunted Mansion, Call of the Spirits game, it's good. It's good. Good game. Get it on clearance? Would you get it on clearance?
No, I wouldn't take it for free.
Okay. Yeah, I would get it. But let me know in the comments below. Something. You asked the question, Anna. You got a question for fine people?
Let me know in the comments below. What is your favorite horror film?
You got one?
I don't like horror.
Okay. That's the question. Yes. I'm going Jason Takes Manhattan. It's a great one. Even though most of it's done on like a cruise ship and not in Manhattan. But Ronnie's like horror movies. Let me know in the comments below your favorite. And as always, thanks for your time too. You don't have any? You don't like any that crossed the line that you liked?
What's the apartment one? 1401?
Oh, 1408 with John Cusack?
Yeah, that's a
Oh
good
my
one.
gosh, anytime you talk John Cusack. Yeah, we're keeping that just for John Cusack.
This video is brought to you by all of my amazing Patreon supporters, and I would love it if you would join their ranks and have your name immortalized in the end of many of my videos for the end of time. But consider for only $1 a month, and as always, thanks for stopping by.